Hello everyone, I am Victoria Sjogren. The title of my presentation is Every Dog Deserves a Home. So we're talking about stray dogs. So Cheyenne, Wyoming has many dogs who are strays in the community. There are many dogs in the local shelters and Black Dog Animal Rescue who are waiting for a loving home. This issue I'm very passionate about this because in the town where I grew up, I just saw many dogs being mistreated, and in surrounding communities, there were puppy mills were a very huge issue there, and I've even seen a couple places in Cheyenne where puppy mills have been an issue. So in this PowerPoint, I just state that basically I went to go buy one of my dogs, and they were smaller dogs, so they were able to fit in small cages, but I kid you not, they had cages that were probably about 2 feet by 1 foot stacked upon each other, probably about 4 to 5 feet tall, in a shed where it was 90 plus degrees. I would say probably 100 degrees. It was in Oklahoma in the summer. They were peeing and pooping on top of each other. It was just horrible conditions. So yeah, I just am really passionate about this issue because puppy mills are a huge issue contributing to the stray dog population, because they will sell their dogs to try to get any amount of money, even if people going to buy the dogs are not prepared to take care of the dog in any way. So yeah, I definitely I want to raise awareness about the benefits of adopting dogs from shelters and the benefits of spaying or neutering your pets. So how to decrease the stray dog population? The issue of the high stray dog population can be addressed by spaying or neutering, and also about raising awareness about the benefits of adoption, but also being truthful and honest about adopting a dog. I think that a lot of people think that when you adopt a dog, the dog's just going to be fantastic and great. And in some cases, that's true, but I think in a lot of cases, it takes weeks, if not months, for the dog to truly adapt to living in the home and to come out of their shell. And I think that people also need to recognize that dogs are expensive. They take a lot of time. You have to exercise them. They're very destructive. They destroy furniture, especially as puppies. And that's one of the main things that I want to raise awareness about, is because especially with breeders and especially with the puppy mills, is that people think, oh, I'm getting this cute puppy. Well, that cute little Saint Bernard's going to grow into a 150-pound dog who you're not going to be able to control. You need to know what you're getting into. And you need to recognize that, yes, this dog is going to destroy some couches and some tables and furniture, and yet that's your family member, not something that you can just be like, well, I'm mad at you, I'm going to take you to the pound and surrender you. People need to be prepared to take care of the pets that they get. And I believe that the community would benefit from a low cost for your spay or neuter clinic, because I think that this would help the low income households in our community to have the means to spay or neuter their pet, which would decrease the stray dog population. And then, yeah, I do think that there are a lot of benefits to adoption. You can gain a family member. And then I believe that social media would be a great way to raise awareness about this. And yeah. So the vision for the community In 10 years, I would say that it would be ideal if there were at least 3 vets participating in the free spay or neuter clinics. Ideally, a neuter clinic would happen in like January. Then 3 months later, the spay clinic would happen. Then 3 months later, the neutering clinic would happen. So like they would be spread out throughout the year, and 3 clinics of the free spay clinic would happen, and then 3 clinics of the neutering would happen. That way people have options of when to get their dog spayed or neutered for free. And I think that this would be a great way for the vets. The vets would benefit from it as well, because they would get the recognition of helping the community and gain potential clients through this, because they're getting all these people that are coming in to spay and neuter their dogs, so they can gain potential clients through that. And then in 10 years, I would hope that there would be a very limited population of stray dogs in Cheyenne, to where the Cheyenne Animal Shelter and Black Dog Animal Rescue really don't have any dogs that are strays from Cheyenne. I would hope that they would be filled with dogs from other communities and other shelters who have them on the kill block, and they pull them out of that shelter and rescue them and save their lives. When I lived in Oklahoma, the dogs in the shelter there was a massive stray dog population in Oklahoma, and it's just a huge thing all around Oklahoma. It's not really pertinent to one town, but the town that I was in, the dogs would have, I believe, 7 days to get adopted, and then they would be euthanized, because they just did not have the resources or the money or the space to take care of the animals. So yeah. So as far as stakeholders, I believe that a stakeholder with a lot of power that would have a positive attitude towards the stray dog population and decreasing it are the veterinarians that are hopefully going to participate in hosting the free spay and neuter clinics. And then a stakeholder with a little power that has a positive attitude are the employees at the shelter, because they want to support the dogs and take care of the dogs and help the dogs get adopted, but they don't really have a lot of power because they don't really have any pull in the community. They don't really have a lot of say, because they can be replaced at any moment. And they're easily replaced. So a stakeholder with a lot of power who has a negative attitude on the stray dog populations are definitely the puppy mills in this scenario. Yeah, because they are basically giving out dogs and producing dogs like they're candy, with no care of them being a family member. That they do not care for the animals. They treat them strictly as their profit. And a stakeholder with a little power who has a negative attitude, I believe, is someone who necessarily doesn't even realize that they are supporting a puppy mill. This could be like, an example of this could be just supporting the business in the mall who brings in a variety of dog breeds as puppies and tries to sell them for thousands and thousands of dollars. I consider that a puppy mill. That's just disguised as a business, because really, I mean, they're selling dogs for profit, and who knows what happens to those dogs once they are no longer cute and fluffy, and that Great Dane in the window can't fit in that little 6x6 or 8x8 cage. So who knows where those dogs go. I have no idea what they do with them, but they're not useful to them after a couple of months. because they're not cute. If they don't get sold, I really don't know what happens to them, but yeah. All right, and then communication and conflict resolution. So with the stakeholders who have a positive attitude, I would just be very encouraging to them about the impact that they're making. And with the puppy mill breeders, I would be pretty confrontational about the effect that they're having on the dogs. And then for the people supporting the stores, I would just try to be raise awareness and educate them about the effects that puppy mills have on animals. And then coalition and mobilizing resources. So I believe that social media would be the most effective way to mobilize resources and just allow everyone in the community to come together and communicate. Yeah. And the Black Dog Animal Rescue Cheyenne Animal Shelter and the clinics, fosters, adopters, these would be the type of people and the organizations that I would recruit for this group. Yeah, and the shelter and the Black Dog Animal Rescue and the vet clinics would benefit financially. And the fosters and adopters will just gain satisfaction in knowing that they're helping animals. And in conclusion, I would say that the most important lesson that I've learned this semester from my mentor is to recognize that I can't do things alone. I do need to have partnerships. And I also learned from her that I need to admit when I'm wrong and or when I just don't know the answer to something and go try to find the answer. Thank you guys.